every Thursday at 5 p.m. for Likkle Byte Ideas, where we discuss how Likkle ideas are transformed into big dreams. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday, June 9th. I am Doreed Whitlock, Chief Marketing Officer of Samuel Fields Consulting Group, and we are delighted to bring you another episode of Likkle Byte Ideas. We are recuperating. We had our conference, the YOLO Summit. It was virtual. It was a 9-hour experience. It was an overload of financial information. So we are beat up, but we had to come back and thank our sponsors, our attendees, do a recap, do an analysis. So here we are. It's going to be a short show, but thank you to all of you who joined us. And of course, if you had an opportunity to be a part of the YOLO Summit, we want to hear about it. Please drop your comments and in the chat, and we of course will acknowledge them. Let me get my co-host in here very quickly. She's just as tired as I am.
Good afternoon, Doreed, and good afternoon to our listeners and viewers. Yes, I'm tired, but excited.
Yeah, the work has to go on. And
work has to go on.
Yeah, we had a really great session. Lots of great information, lots of exciting things to report.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we had our hitches there and here and there, but I think overall we powered through, and another big event under our belt.
Absolutely.
We are a small team. So when we have these events, it takes a very extended team. It takes sponsorship. It takes commitment from a huge group of people. So we're here to thank everyone today and to just recap do a recap and to see how we can make our next conference, which we're taking a break. There's no big announcement today. We just want to we just need to defrost.
But we also have our sponsors, at least our presenting sponsor.
Yes.
We want to highlight today as well.
Absolutely. I am pleased to introduce two members from the St. John's Cooperative Credit Union, our presenting sponsor. And by presenting sponsor, it means, yes, they were the headline sponsor for the virtual YOLO Summit. But our partnership began before that, and it will continue. We have several activities lined up, which you'll hear more about today. But it is my pleasure to welcome two members of the team. We have Roxanne Crump,
Grant.
And she's one of their, I'm sorry, Grant. Why did that is so, Roxanne Grant.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Roxanne, I apologize for getting your last name. I don't know where the Crump came from.
That's fine.
We were talking about New Winthrops. Maybe I know somebody in New Winthrops.
Yeah.
I know Miss Crump. That's what it is. It's amazing how the mind works. But we're on a first name basis from here on. So
yes, Roxanne is fine.
No more hiccups. Thank you very much. And we have Mr. Weston, who is the financial manager at St. John's Cooperative Credit Union. Mr. Weston, thank you so much for joining.
Wait. It was my pleasure to be here, but you can call me Cough-Win.
Okay. I don't know, something about Mr. Weston just sounds so formal.
Yeah.
You're talking to the money man, you're just natural.
Well, yeah, but I tell him I don't reach the esteem of like my father and my uncles and so on to get the Mr. yet. So
I'm telling you,
when I reach there, then I'll take it.
And you have some esteemed people.
Right.
But you're coming hard and heavy for them. We're not worrying about that at all.
Of course.
We're going to be having that conversation in time.
Great.
So I see that you're in your car and you're probably headed home. So we plan to make this session a little shorter than usual, but we wanted to take the opportunity to invite our presenting sponsors here to extend our gratitude for your support. Also to give you another opportunity for those who may not have attended to hear more about your offerings and why they absolutely have to sign up with St. John's Cooperative Credit Union. It is the credit union of choice, the premier credit union in Antigua and Barbuda. So, Mr. Weston, let's start with you. Coughlin, let's start with you first, because you're in your car. We don't want you to.
Well, I'm parked, so I'm good.
Okay.
We could go all night till midnight, so I'm good.
You're a real trooper. You're a real trooper. But tell us about your organization. First of all, tell us about you. How long have you been with the organization? Your journey throughout it.
This is going to be my 16th year at the credit union. Yeah. It's been 16 short years.
College, out of high school?
No, I was at Liat before. Because I went to university and worked at Liat for a while, and then I came down to the credit union. So I've been working for quite a while. Sorry?
What department at Liat?
Oh, accounts. I was the management accountant there.
Oh my God! I worked at Liat too. I was in revenue accounts.
Oh, really? Okay, so you were with Trevor and so on. Oh, yeah, Trevor Simon. Oh, he was. I think Trevor Simon was there for a bit.
Trevor, it was general accounts when I was there.
Yeah, right.
The people I worked with, by the time you came, they're probably long gone.
Maybe so.
Puckrin and Shaw, Mr. Dempster. You probably heard those names.
Yeah, I think those had left. They had left as I came in, because I came in about 2004.
Oh my goodness, I was long gone.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty. So tell us about, your job, your day-to-day job at St. John's Cooperative Credit Union. And of course, tell us about your products. Why should people select credit unions? They seem to be so many in Antigua now, which is a good thing. I'm happy to see that people are moving away from, when I say move away from banking, not totally, I'm not putting on banking, but I'm happy to see that people are exploring all of their options in terms of financial services.
Right.
Tell us what sets you apart from other credit unions? Well,
first off, the main thing I usually tell people is, look, you never have an opportunity to own an institution like a finance institution. And a credit union is an institution that you can own because you have to buy shares. So basically, you can't go to ECAB or ACB and demand certain things because you're not a shareholder per se. But with the credit union, we have our annual AGMs, so you can make certain demands and so on, and have shares in the business and contribute as well to the business. So it's more of a situation that you have ownership, in the credit union. So that's one of the things that even gravitated me as well, because we have to develop that culture of investment. And credit unions are growing. Last time the central bank governor said that credit unions are the largest growing institutions within the OECS. So, there's a lot of growth with us. So now is the time to come on board and use, especially the young persons with all the young professionals, all expertise, to come in and help develop the business, so we can grow from strength to strength. I think we have a good relationship with the banks and so on, because we need each other. So on and so forth. So I don't see us as competitors per se, but more of people existing in a financial space, offering different products. So for us, ownership would be one of the biggest things I would tell persons to come. Direct, your opinions can be held, shared directly to the management and the board at our AGM. So you have a lot more involvement, being part of the credit union. Obviously, we try to be more competitive in terms of our rates and savings and loans and so on and so forth. We tend to take an approach of trying to work with you, and when you get into financial difficulties, than to just slam the door in your face and get rid of you kind of vibe. So with that, those are some of the things that we try to help our members. For us at St. John specifically, we do a lot of things in terms of entrepreneur, like we have entrepreneur roundtable. We try to develop an entrepreneur directory so that we can have that flow of business from one member to the next, So those are the things that we want to do. Well, we do at the credit union, and what we want to do is actually expand the program. And that's why partnering with SFCG is one of the ways that we can do it, especially amongst the young ones. Let's get them early. Let's get them indoctrinated early. so that way they can develop and become strong credit unionists, in the future,
Fantastic.
I really like what you said about ownership. And I think the timing is right because we speak a lot about investments, and when people think about investments, for right now, the only thing they think about, the only company they think about generally of late is West Indies Oil, because they have
Right.
now issued shares. But I
Hmm.
like what you're saying, because here it is, you are becoming a member, so you now have a stake in
Hmm.
whatever it is that the credit union is going to do. So
Correct. Correct.
you can determine or help to determine the direction that the credit union goes. And I like that.
Correct. Correct.
No,
Correct.
that's
And the
great.
thing about with us is that it's one man, one vote for one person. So I could have about, let's say I have $10,000 worth of shares. That don't make me more important than you that have the $100 in shares, because we
Awesome.
are, it's a truly democratic situation. So everybody has equal say.
So I
That's
have
wonderful.
$1 in the credit union, you have $1,000, and we
Hmm.
all are at the same level when it comes to our voting power.
Correct. But then you'd ask, then why would I put 1,000? But then when you invest more, you make more. So the person that only have the $1 will only get dividends on the $1, but the person that have the 1,000 will get a dollar. Will get more money coming back to them. So it still has the way of creating that more you invest, the more you get back, as well as keeping that whole democratic thing where there's no special bodies or special persons and stuff like that. It's everybody has a role.
Yep. Well, let's get Roxanne in here. Roxanne, we had
Good
a
afternoon.
conversation prior to coming on screen,
Yes.
and you have an interesting story.
Yes,
You
I
are
do.
a credit union baby, a credit union kid.
I am.
You
I,
literally, you were born this way, it sounds like.
Tell us
So
more.
tell us about your experience starting from childhood, being exposed to credit unions and then having the wonderful opportunity to work for, I guess, the same, it doesn't happen. It's like lightning striking twice. Having starting an account with a particular organization as a kid, seeing it from the vantage point of a kid, and I want to hear what your thoughts were about, the company, the organization when you were a kid, to now actually working and being one of the loans officers, and from what I hear, one of the most in-demand loans officers at SJCCU. So tell us about your story, Roxanne.
well, my relationship, my family, I joined the credit union family as a baby when I was in primary school from Foundation Mixed Days. I had a kickstart. It was a letter 05. So I was one of the first in that kickstart programs.
Oh wow!
Um, yeah. It was fun to know that as a baby I have a savings, and it helped me when I actually got to college. It helped to help pay some of my school tuition, buy books, because I had that saving from baby. Then college selected me to come to Credit Union St. John's as an intern, and then I was employed shortly after. So
Oh,
I've been here since a teenager.
oh
Um,
wow.
July 2nd actually makes me 15 years as well.
Mm.
Yes. So I just love the credit union because it's a family feel. It's you don't have that restriction. You don't feel that need to be within that box. You have
Right.
people that you can communicate with on a if you have a sensitive matter. It's easy to communicate because it's like a family oriented setting. So you can come in, you have a problem, you can sit down, you can have a little nice discussion with someone, and we have Mr. Weston, our financial manager, there to guide them in terms of getting financial counseling. And we have so many different products. We try to cater for everyone. So we have our for the younger people, they don't like to go and stand in line. We have our ATMs, we have our online access,
Even
we have
older
our
people don't
snatch
like to stand
butters.
in line. I can't tell. the years I have been to COVID, forget it. Right?
But
Even prior to-
there are some older folks. Don't tell them anything about no ATM, because going to the credit union
You get
is
your
like
book
their outing.
updated.
yes, they
It's an
want to touch
outing
and
for them.
feel. Yeah, they
So
want to touch
I guess
and feel.
you have to have both.
Yes.
Yeah, but go right ahead, Roxanne.
All right. So other services that we offer, we have that 5% savings on our FlexiBox accounts, that I'm sure you would have discussed previously. And what I wanted to touch on, as young people, we don't think it's important, but we offer family indemnity plans, which is like a funeral grant. When we're young, we think we don't have to study about that, but you see, COVID taught us that
Yes.
it is very important to have certain things in place.
Mhm.
But
So,
Roxanne, no go fast because you have a special story about the family indemnity given your loss of your dad. How that
Oh.
came in.
yeah,
I think it was last year that died.
no, 2019.
2019,
My
right?
dad in 2019. But you see, because I came up in the credit
Sorry,
union, I
okay.
had all the teachings. So I started one for myself, and it covers yourself along with 6 individuals. It could be a spouse and their parents, your parents, and your children below the age of 25. So I
So is
started
this
one.
like insurance? Is this like a death insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's one small premium. It's you could choose if you want a $10,000 coverage, you'd pay $52.80 per month. Or if you'd want a $15,000 coverage, you'd pay $79.20 per month. And I'm happy I did it because I my father passed and I didn't have the stress of wondering where I was going to get finance from to
Yes.
deal with that. So that
No,
was,
funerals come with their own stress
yeah.
in addition to the finance. If you've ever
Yeah.
had to deal with a funeral just for somebody close, I had no clue funerals cost that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
So
always
that's a
good to
program that
have.
we have that our CUNA family indemnity plan. And as you can see, it works. Somebody is living right now telling you that is a good thing to have. So that's what we offer at the credit union. Like Roxanne was saying, we don't live forever,
And with how the world is going, you just never know.
Yeah.
So outside of the funeral plans, we have group health insurance. Most people get it through their workplaces, but for those that don't have that workplace with the health insurance, we have a plan with Sagicor where you can
Okay, I was
sign
gonna
up
ask. Okay,
and
so it's
do it.
Sagicor.
So you can do it with a personal, you can do it two-party, or you can have a family plan, and that is also important because health.
But let me
From
ask
my
you this: why
understanding,
come to SJCCU and not go to Sagicor yourself?
Because it's already on a group plan. So whereas you'd go
I
on your
see.
own, the premium would be a bit
I
higher.
see.
We're already in a group, so it's
Yes,
a bit more
that's
affordable.
very
It's like
smart. That's
50%.
I
very
love
smart.
that.
Mhm.
So Roxanne, tell me a little bit more about this plan. I actually hadn't heard about it, but I think it's a great idea because there are many persons, their employer doesn't offer
Mhm.
insurance, and here is an opportunity for them to get group
Sure.
insurance.
So
And
it comes,
at a reasonable rate.
So that's
yeah,
what I was
the rate
gonna
is
ask.
because
Is
I can
there
actually tell
any-
you what the rate is because it's fixed because it's on a group. It's $213.29 for a single person, and that covers general medical, dental, and vision care.
Oh wow!
And yeah, you can get a two persons coverage at $373.31.
Okay.
Like maybe you and your child, you can get that, or you can get a family coverage, which is a little bit more expensive, but it covers everyone in your immediate family. That is $497.80.
And so
That
as a
sounds
I'm a
amazing to
member,
me.
and I say I want to join that group insurance. What would you need from me?
Um, Generally your IDs, and you would fill out the form. We have the forms in house. You'd go to member services and say you're interested, and they'll provide you with the forms. You use your IDs, and depending on what your form says, Sagicor may ask you to do some medical, but it's not all the time.
But that's standard.
That's sound yeah for any health insurance.
Yeah.
That's
That's
wonderful.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea. Okay.
So, Mr. Weston, back over to you. We're talking about youth here, and of course, you provide a lot of the counseling. I'm sure you kind of oversee a lot of the plans and and programs that the
Right.
credit union has in operation. Tell us what your experience has been in trying to get the youth to save, to get involved in some of these programs. Just be more aware and just present when it
What,
comes
what,
to the finances.
well, what I see with a lot of the youth, especially when we're talking, is everybody's on this crypto
Yes,
binge. But if
yes,
forget that you have to do the small things first before
yes.
you can go into the other things that, a little more risky. So we try to encourage them, as Roxy was alluded to, in terms of our savings program, what you call it now, our box accounts, where we have retirement savings, which we try to get everybody to sign up because we have to get all if we're so lucky. Then we have the mortgage savings. And this is the next thing I wish that most of us, I wish I'd done it when I was younger, that we try and get piece of land and so on, because it's a good investment, is a good hedge against inflation. And it can build equity that you can use to start a business or study as part of the security, or ultimately build a home for your family and so on and so forth. So we have that saving program along for that, and of course that gets a 5% per annum interest rate, very very good rate. So keep you ahead of the inflationary rate, so your money stays protected. It don't erode because of inflation. Uh, so we have that. We try to get persons to come on board, and I think we did some extra marketing on those flexi box accounts, summer club, vacation, travel, leisure, mortgage. I have a mortgage saving one and a retirement saving one. Those are there, and a lot of people have started and coming on board with them. So we get a lot more people on board saving consistently.
Mr.
You know,
Austin, sorry.
and,
I'm also
uh-huh,
reminding you the Youth Empowerment and Professional Club. That's
Yep,
also
there you
one of
go.
the flexi box.
I quite
Oh
like
That's
that.
why
wow!
you're the baby. Your brain younger, so you can remember all that. Good.
So
Tell
let
us about
me
that,
just jump
Roxanne.
in
Tell us
one
about
second, if I may.
yes.
Just in case this person leaves, we have someone, Shell Benji, I believe it's Shelton Benjamin. He's saying excellent, but he also says, I would like to have a contact for him, please. Mr.
Oh,
Weston, you want to give
right.
your
My
information?
number is 480-1320.
1230. We'll put that in the chat for
480-1320. Yeah.
1320.
1320. Yeah.
1320. Okay.
Right. Right. So,
Okay.
we try to do that in terms of helping people to save and structure saving. I think Megan and Dereed, you all had a number that you devised, 50 30 20. Yeah, I
Mhm,
think that's what it is.
mhm.
Right, right. And we try to encourage persons to do that. I would tell you that much that in my 20s, I never did any of that 50 30 thing. I did more 90 10. Most of it I spent, you have to enjoy your 20s, as they say, but I would encourage, because I've lived through it, and I get a lot of grief by my mother about it, in terms of you need to save. So I suggest that
And now he
the
passes it
young,
on.
yeah, that
He always
they-
tells me, make sure you
yeah,
say something.
make sure you save something, because you learn as they get older, you learn these things, and what I would like to do is just impart that knowledge to the younger ones, so they don't make the same mistakes that we did, and then
Mhm.
they can come at a better advantage over time. So
Yes.
that's that 50 30 20 is a very good mix that individuals will go, especially for the 20-year-olds. I would say 55, 30 to 15, but some that 5% to go into skill development, you know, because
Oh,
again, you have to
I like
invest in yourself to get yourself at a better position. So when you hit 30, you're there, and when you hit 40 now, as I said, life begins at 40. I just happened to hit 40 not too long ago, and so therefore now
life.
is the time for you to accelerate yourself to reach 60 to enjoy, remaining of your life, and we live in, as I said, the average male now lives up to 74, and the average female lives up to 80. So we have a lot of life to live still, so we need to
Yes.
structure it
Yes.
that we can, live
Enjoy
properly at
it.
home. Yeah.
See
Yeah.
why we depend on Cutty for the advice? He always have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll leave off the most controversial ones for another time when we can talk off here. Because I have some controversial ones.
Yes, so for anyone listening who is considering joining a credit union, or if you are already there and you want to explore some of their more exciting programs, you can reach Mr. Weston at 480-1320, and he is the finance manager. He, as you can see, is a wealth of knowledge, and we encourage you to reach out to the St. John's Credit Union to get some advice and get on track in terms of saving and investing your money. Now, I'm intrigued when I hear about. Do you have another question, Megan?
Yes, I'm sorry. There's another question that I think is quite pertinent, so I want to grab them.
Sure, go right ahead. That's why we're here.
Can you tell me at what age you can get onto the retirement plan and what is required to get on that plan? And I'm all ears too.
Right.
That
You want to take that, Roxanne, or you want me to
Sure,
go?
no problem. I can take it because
Good.
once you 14, you're eligible to have an adult account. You can start the savings from then. And to start the account, all you need is your ID and to complete the form.
So you can start a retirement account
Once you have
Before you
the
even have a
account,
job.
well, yes, because some
Whoa.
people open an account with
Wow.
parents providing for
I
them.
love it.
So you can start saving from when your parents giving you money.
That is amazing.
Retirement
Yeah.
account, is there any difference between that and a regular account?
Your regular savings account.
It's a regular saving. Once you're eligible to have a regular savings account, you can open any of the FlexiBox accounts.
Right, but I was speaking about the retirement. You, Mr. Weston had spoken about specifically a retirement account.
Yes,
Is there
that's one of the
anything-
FlexiBox accounts.
Oh, I
Right.
see. I see.
Right. But so you get the 5% right now per annum on it, going forward. And
So it's never too early.
Megan is a CPA, so she know about compound interest. So
Of course.
the longer you put it in there, and the more it roll over and compound and the interest go on, the better for you at the end of time.
Right? Grade 6 learning about compound interest, so they know. They know.
Right.
That's awesome, though. No, I have to say that's really good because if you go to the banks, you do not get that kind of interest rate. So that's
Not
Right,
every
right.
moment, no, you can't.
yeah, that's commendable. Mhm.
So
Oh,
as
another
I-
question. Sorry.
Go right ahead. Let's get the questions rolling. That's why we're
Number
here.
one, Ramona Samuel. Can Antiguans living overseas join the credit union? That's a good question.
That's a good question. Overseas may pose a little difficulty in terms of FATCA if you're from the United States. That you would have to fill out the forms regarding that aspect of it because we have to report to Inland Revenue on U.S. citizens that have accounts with us, and FATCA is the U.S. World tax thing that they cripple us with, and make no bones about that. So that might be a little difficult, but what we require is that you have to have a job letter, 2-picture ID, last month bill in your name or where you're residing, and then open an account. But we tend to want to have residents open accounts with us at the credit union.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Any more questions? Keep them coming. You have the experts here.
Those were questions, but there are a few comments. So while we're at it, let me just do the comments. Latoya Dubry Ogist, I think we all know her. Go Team SJCCU and Team SFCG. YOLO.
Right. And Latoya has been a member for the credit union for a long, long time too, She's been there quite a while as well. So she's our operations manager, but she's been with the credit union before she became our operations manager.
Oh wow. I like you guys recruit where you they like to say where the coat tied, that's where they have to feed, but where the coat is, that is where you guys recruit from. I like that. Recruit from your membership.
A lot of sense.
Right. That's what we try to do.
Roxanne, someone says, no, not that one. Her story is very inspiring. Which is your story, Roxanne.
Thank you.
And then we have Miriam Samuel, who she's our mother, and she's a staunch supporter of the credit union. She says, "Good afternoon. The place to start is in the primary schools." We'll talk about
Right.
that a bit more
Yes.
because I think
Yeah.
SJCCU knows that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, we have couple of schools, 7 schools also. Christ the King Foundation Mix, a couple others that I don't quite remember off the top of my head, but we have been in it for the 40 years we've been around. We really been in it.
Are you looking to expand to more schools in Antigua?
Yes, we have a program there. I think initially when we started the program, because all the credit unions were under one umbrella, they divide the schools up to all the different credit unions. So some of the credit unions got different schools
Okay.
based on the division from when we used to have a cooperatives department.
Mhm.
And through the league, we did that. So everybody has a school assigned. But as things go on and more schools become, operationalized, we try to reach out to them as much as we can to get them in the fold.
And of
yeah,
course,
also, sorry, I'd like to
go
add
ahead.
that we had a volunteer corps where we had primary school students come in and we'll teach them about the credit union, the principles and the philosophies. I was an instructor.
Love it.
However, COVID happened and that got
Oh,
suspended, but it's something that we will continue to do.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
Get them
that's
early.
great.
Yeah.
Any
So
more questions or comments, Megan?
So as you can see, we really focus a lot of our energies on the youth because again, that's how the credit is going to grow as they get older and have families and so on and keep the business going forward. We also want to get the human resource aspect because we need to have directors and so on and so forth to run the business. So we try to focus on the youth and as well as to help get them up to the ranks. And one of the best things about us is that we take, for instance, you have teachers that came on the board and they know more finance than I do, because over the years of training and so on, they can tell a person about loan amortization, whether you're going to do reduce and balance or add on, or all kind of things, because we train our directors, we train persons to get on board. And as Roxanne said, with her program, with the DE program, they're trying to get that's development. What was the DE again, Roxanne? Development
Caribbean Credit
educator.
Union Development Educators, yeah.
Right. So she's trained to actually go out and have conversations with persons to get them to understand what it is to be a credit unionist.
So, what I'm hearing is, in addition to benefiting from the more favorable interest rates, as a member, you have an opportunity to become a director. You will learn, and you
Hmm.
can also be trained.
Yes.
Correct.
I actually quite like that.
Yeah.
Makes
We
sense.
don't practice elitism in here. We about everybody. Wash your
Everybody.
foot and come, as I would say.
All right.
We
And
don't have
tell
any
me, of course,
favoritism.
go
Everybody
right
can.
ahead, Roxanne.
No, I was saying we don't pick and choose. Everybody, we're open to everybody.
I like that.
No, that's great. Sounds like a one big happy family.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we try to be. Sometimes Roxanne and I would argue, but we still love each other.
That's
Very
what
much.
you do. That's a family. If you ever
All
have a
families
major
do that.
argument, then
Right.
Megan and I haven't argued recently, but maybe we're due for one. I don't know.
oh,
But every family has its disagreements.
maybe
Right.
we have
But
had
we
too
all
much.
good though. We all good.
But what did you say, Megan?
We've had lots in the past, so maybe this is
We're all
not
caught up.
We're all caught up.
But listen, guys, we cannot miss the opportunity to talk about the big anniversary that you guys are celebrating in a matter of days. Tell
Yeah.
us about your 40th anniversary and what that means to you
So,
as an organization.
well, so our anniversary is August 16th. That would make us 40 years.
Yes.
Big 4-0. That means we're a mature company. That means we've been around, tried and tested. We went through,
Right?
yeah, we went through the economic problems in the 80s, economic problems in the 90s, and the upper economic problems in the 2000s. So we've been tried and tested. I think we're going to be coming out with some exciting loan products for that 40th year. I think what we'll be pushing a lot is land, mortgages, and education loans. We're going to be pushing that for our 40th anniversary coming up, you know. And Roxanne's a loans officer.
Oh
She's going to
yes. And
be have a lot
my favorite, I'm gonna say, is the land loan, because when you purchase land, that is an investment. And some people may want to push for the full mortgage, but with mortgage, it comes with expenses, and they may not be quite ready in terms of
yeah,
their income to handle all the additional insurances and fees that come along with owning your own property. But when you invest in your land, when you purchase your land, once you're given that opportunity, you have your land, then you can always let it down. If it's not what you want, you can always sell it and use the funds from that investment to get what you really want. So you can never go wrong with land. And we try to make our land loan very attractive. We give you up to 25 years. So we stretch it so it can go as long, so we can make sure you can afford to at least own a piece of land with the credit union.
right. And also, but I am telling them by selling a piece of land, eh? Use that land and borrow from it, because especially for Antigua, because the land is so scarce, you know.
Yeah.
Try and hold on as much as they can.
Yeah.
You know, but on a serious note though, yeah, we try to push that, and the mortgages, even if you get a mortgage too, you can put something in the back, you can use it. Like I have a coworker, she has a specialty in children, and so she got a mortgage, and what she can do with her property is, you know, do a little daycare, especially carnival coming around, people want to go on fet and party, can just open up a house, and she can have a daycare situation going in the own home. So it would change it from a liability situation to a asset, a cash generating situation. So I mean, we have all the skills, and she's trained to deal with children. So you know, all of those kind of things there, you know, you can use with their property. As Roxanne says, you know, and I agree with her 110. Get a piece of land first. Don't put yourself in such a big expense for a mortgage yet until you can, you know, plan it properly and get into it, you know.
Really, really good advice. Jimmy, you're muted.
Sorry. Do you have any more questions, Megan, before we move on to
No
next
questions. And
discussion?
a comment from Jennifer White. She says, "Yay, Team SJCCU, Wise Financial Council."
Yeah, yeah, that's our good leader there, Mrs. White, Jennifer White. Um, you
Thank
know,
you.
that's our general manager, very lovely, lovely lady.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now
And
you guys
fair.
from what I've seen, you guys have a really great team. Lots of
Yes, yes,
fun and commitment, and
Mhm.
you know, it's nimble enough to make changes and to flex and rebound and cut and contrive. And in today's world, that entrepreneurial spirit is what's causing a lot of separating the sheep from the goat, from the
yeah,
goats,
right,
right? The survivors and the ones who don't make it. It's that
right,
flexibility
right,
that
right.
really makes a difference.
And and,
But
and,
we,
and the point that you made about entrepreneurship too, is another thing I usually tell for folks. Not all of us are meant to own our own business, eh? Don't get me wrong. And this is one of the things with the cooperative situation where we all come together and put in and invest and go forward. But even from a worker like I am, I believe in what we call entrepreneur, where you work within the company, you make the company successful, so you can get the bonuses at the end of the day, or if you can get on the commission, you can get commission. Because at the end of the day, to run a business, as you ladies know, it's a
it's not
lot. You know,
easy. Not
you
easy.
have to manage the finance, manage the
Yeah,
investment, the cash
everything,
flows,
everything.
personnel, and so on. So sometimes maybe you're not very good at the personal side of things. So you can be the entrepreneur that you do. Make sure you do your job the best you can. You bring customers to that business place, and you can get you know, remuneration from it. You know, from your bosses and so on and so forth. That they can give you a bigger you know, piece of the pie, as it were, because
Excellent
you bring the
advice.
customers in.
Excellent advice.
You
Yep,
know,
I love that.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Running your business is tough. I mean, it looks glamorous and it's nice when you have a big title, CEO or chief
right,
marketing officer. But
right,
trust me, with those O's at the end comes a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of
right,
sacrifice, a
right,
lot
right.
of disappointment. But
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
you have to have a lot of determination.
Definitely.
You have everything on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's good to be an entrepreneur, so you could, you can have rely on other teammates to help you. So you are if you're a good technician, then you can keep being a technician and get somebody else to do all the other stuff for you.
So that's another preneur name we have, David, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I've heard the concept before. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
Been around forever.
Yeah.
Yep. So, folks, we are going to start to wind down, but we want to give you guys an opportunity to sell SJCCU. Well, we usually ask people who come to the show to give us a little idea. This show is about ideas. We come here every week to talk about ideas, and every week, I kid you not, I learn something new. Sometimes it's a huge idea that you go, wow. I have to go and ponder this one. Let me. When I go to bed tonight, I really have to ponder this one. Or sometimes it's a small idea, something you may already know, but somebody helps you make that connection because it's presented in a different context. So I want to give you guys both an opportunity to give us a little idea. It could be related to SJCCU. It could be personal. It could be finance, whatever it is. This is, so you're taking off the SJCCU hat, or maybe turning the cap backwards.
Right.
And out to the side. And, we like personalities. We say to people, this show is a lifestyle show where we talk about finance. But we're more concerned about how people live and what people do and what people think. And at the core of it is the financial education.
Absolutely.
Right. Roxanne?
As they think, let me just bring another comment up. Give them 30 seconds to get their thoughts together. Denise Armstrong says, great presentations from Catherine and Roxanne. Thank you.
Hi, Denise. Yeah, she's our mentor. In my group. The winning group.
You have a great mentor.
You do.
Yeah, in the winning group.
Okay.
Megan,
that's what we should have shown today.
What?
The video from their life.
We should have.
Let's see if we can bring it up maybe at the end. If you can find it, do you think you can find it?
Well, I'm gonna see what I can do.
Yes, because I wasn't there, but I'm telling you, I was blown away. I've never worked at an organization where you can get people.
You're speaking, but you're not saying what it's all about. So our audience may not know what you're speaking about.
Yes.
So
let's put it into context.
Let us have Catherine and Roxanne give their little ideas.
Yes, let's do their little ideas, and then if we have time and we can find the video, we will definitely cap things off with the exciting project that we're working with you guys on. So Roxanne, ladies first, tell us, what is your little idea? Well, first of all, before you start, there's something we always say. If I have an idea, Megan,
and you have an idea,
that's great. Okay. We both each have an idea, but it's when we bring our ideas together. Those eureka moments happen, and great things can happen because we're working together on our ideas. So, Roxanne, with that said, tell us, what is your Likkle Byte idea?
Oh wow. Where do I begin? Like, is there a specific topic, or I could just speak on anything?
Anything.
Okay.
You don't have on your SJCCU hat now.
I'm taking it off. You sure you want me to do that?
Hey, let's keep that on it.
You sure you want me to do that?
Push it to the side. It's okay.
All right. So I would say it is important for you to meditate. Rest your brain. Rest and relaxation. It is very important. You need to take at least 10 minutes in each day and shut off the world and just give your mind that time to rejuvenate.
That is great advice. Any company, I think, should encourage.
Excellent.
Any company, a smart boss will endorse what you have to say. Just don't take the 10 minutes at work.
Yeah, take it before or after.
Before or after. There's always time. or your lunch break.
Yeah. Or like
That's
me,
really
I
fun.
get up and go walking in the early mornings, and that's a very good time to meditate, especially when there is a cool breeze and cool air.
Yeah,
And we're thinking about, we have 365 beaches, so you can take a stretch and just walk up on that beach, and get that scenic view, and just reignite your soul, and so on, get you ready for the day. You know.
that is
Um.
fantastic.
Yeah. But my idea is not so big, but it's something I wish people would do more, and that has to do with social media. I think we use social media too much for entertainment and not enough for knowledge. And the amount of things I've learned, especially from managing finance and so on, that we have on social media, especially YouTube and so on, it's phenomenal. There's so many concepts and so on and so forth. And I wish that we stop, with the, Instagram pages and picking all kind of weird pictures and all that kind of stuff. And let us dial down. Let's use this technology to empower ourselves to get more knowledge, to experiment. Like for instance, for me, taking my later years to learn to cook, I look at all kind of things. So right now, I'm looking to experiment with hibiscus. To do
Wow.
some meal with hibiscus and so on and so forth, because it's healthy. It's one of the it has good for hypertension and all these good things. But of course, Roxanne, I'm going to do a hibiscus cocktail. We're gonna have a little vodka in it and so on and so forth. But either way, learn, you let us use these technologies to improve our life and get better at work, at our industry that we want. Even if you're a waitress or a garbage collector, there's something to learn on that, on those media to help us improve and get more knowledge, and so we can live a more fruitful life. That's my little 2 cents on things.
And you know what, Mr. Cosman, this is what I would restate what you said in a different way. We know that our young people in particular, they literally live on Instagram. So we who have the knowledge that they need, let's go there to find them.
Right.
You know where they hang out, right? Because I
Hmm.
believe you have to meet young people where they are.
Hmm.
Those of us who have children, especially teenagers going into young adults,
Hmm.
you can hem and haw and say, give them all the advice, but it depends on how they process it and how they embrace it. So
Correct.
they're not going to respond necessarily in the way that we expect, but we have a responsibility to go to them and to meet them where they are. They need the information. They know what they want. We know what they need. So
Right. Right.
let's meet them where they are and make sure that we can impart the information using a method that is more digestible, palatable to get their, to get their attention, to get them to engage.
I
So,
guess so.
But I do like what Mr. Weston said, what Catherine said. If you're going to be using all the different social media, at some point, just get some information on
yes,
financial wellness, financial management, a little tip here, a little tip there.
Hmm.
Because our motto, little by little. You take the
yes.
little things and it will build. It will
And,
build.
and
Yeah.
just to build on that as well, we in planning YOLO, which was designed for young people, one of the things we did, we wanted to know who are the influencers, who do the young people listen to, what do they like to do, and
Mm-hmm.
so we were determined we're going to recruit some of the voices, some of the people that they listen to, the people who influence them, to help get our message out. So we got H. Wright, Humroy. I'd never heard of Humroy, but in talking to all the young people, do you know Humroy, Mr. Weston and
No,
Roxanne?
I
I
don't even
do.
know. I don't know that.
Okay, see,
Good.
Roxanne knows who Humroy is, right?
Who is Homroy?
Warehouse
Oh, what is a
secondary.
Homroy?
Oh, okay, house secondary.
Yeah,
Sobo. You know about Sobo?
Sobo.
Who's that?
Come on, Catherine.
Guns out, buns out.
Come on. Sunshine buns
It's
out,
one of the pets.
Oh, Sunzo Bonzo. Oh,
Yes, 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 yes. So
I
it's
admit this year I haven't been much into the fetting mood like I used to in my younger days. So
okay.
Well,
yeah,
remember
I'm a
you're
little slow.
40 now. Remember you're 40, so.
So
Yeah.
so one of the things we did was we said, okay, everybody says Humroy, Humroy, and Humroy happens to be good friends with our nephew. So once I heard about Humroy, I said, well, let's connect with Humroy. He's going to help us get the mess. Humroy has what we need, the connect. So this is why we decided to reach out to Humroy, bring him on board as an influencer because he has a following. That's what we need. And we gave out 2 free tickets to, if you registered and showed up to the conference, you could win tickets to Sunzo Bunzo. And the young people, every young person we talked to, they seem quite excited. Same thing with the fact I rep. And talking to somebody else, somebody says I rep, and we had a connection there. So those were 2 opportunities that we used to try to interest young people to register. Right? And it's a way of telling them, listen, we understand you. We got you. Okay, we're in the know. So it was on our, their tickets were on our, they were in our newsletter, on our pages, wherever it's on our Instagram, wherever young people were. We used the opportunity to connect with Humroy and H. Wright and Sobo and IREP to show, hey, this is not your mother's summit. This is something curated for you.
Right.
And so I think it worked, but we have to continuously. They're not an easy group to target because they think differently. They process information differently, and so we have to find ways to go to them and find out, where they hang out, what they like to do, and make our presence felt in their circles.
Right. So I take it Megan and David, you are going Sobo as well.
I've seen the pictures. That's it's about 20 years too late for me. 20 years ago, I might have been all up in that, but no.
I like to pretend I'm young, but the limits. I have my limits. So no.
Yeah. I do a live stream. I might watch it, but to go. But to go, I might do the recap. I like the ads. I like what they're doing from a marketing standpoint. I think it's genius. But you have to know your limitations. I just want to be there to hug them when they're done and lead them to SJCCU so they can open an account and not spend all the money in one place. So, Megan, did you find the video?
I found just the ending part, and I'm hoping our tech person is trying to sort it out. Aaliyah is trying to sort it out.
Meaning you could have just gone to YouTube.
Still getting through. Well, that's the one. She has the one where the winner is being announced. So just to give a little background, because we need to wrap up.
Sure, you go right ahead.
SFCG has been working with SJCCU, and we're having a 12-month training program on financial wellness. And to launch it, we had a grand launch, which coincided with the launch of their 40th anniversary. And we had a wonderful, wonderful time at Julie's. What we did, all the staff were grouped in steel bands. So we had five groups, and each group was named after a steel band. Our steel bands, of course: Geminites, Ebonites, Hell's Gate, Halcyon, Harmonites. Yes. And of course, we're always doing things a little differently. So we said, look, we're going to have a jingle, we're going to have a competition among the different groups. And it so happened that 40 years ago, the road march was pushed by King Short Shirt. So we threw out this challenge and we said, have a jingle, sing the jingle to the push by Short Shirt.
Push, yeah.
I'm telling you, to the music. I'm telling you, the staff at SJCCU. So that's where I'm gonna full disclosure. That's where I met Roxanne, and the Roxanne you see down here is not the Roxanne I saw that day.
What
That's all I'm gonna say,
Roxanne. You're in the winning group. Roxanne, are you in the winning group?
No.
I'm in the winning group.
Actually,
really well.
In my opinion, we won.
So the thief,
Huh?
the thief. Where
I
them
wouldn't
not a
say
carnival
that.
go? You know how carnival and you know them something
There's
go.
always some
Calypso,
confusion.
Yeah,
Calypso,
judge's decision final.
This
So
decision. And we
but
had some really
Roxanne,
good judges, huh?
yes, we
but
did.
Roxanne, you know how Calypso should go Jack. Something always thief, right?
We're the people's choice. So we won.
There you go. So we
But,
are proud to share with you
well, I
an
am not sure if
excerpt.
it's ready yet.
Okay.
It should be coming up. But what we did, and they were all so very good. They were
I
all,
was blown away.
oh my good. And they didn't have much time. But it just goes to show
No,
creativity. We have it in
determination.
abundance. And SJCCU definitely has it in abundance.
Yes, yes.
These,
And I could see the entrepreneurial spirit
oh wow. And the
coming
team
out.
spirit. The team
Yes,
spirit.
yes.
It was there in full display.
And
So,
anyone who thinks that finance can't be fun, ask the folks at SJCCU.
Right, definitely.
They know how to make finance a topic that can be so daunting and scary to other people. They have lots of great programs and activities that make finance fun. And I think, especially for the young people, that's what you really have to do. It has to be served up in a way that reflects their lifestyle. It can't be your mother beating you over the head, making noise in your head, telling you what to do. Nobody likes that. Everybody knows once my mother started, I'm done. I'm out. Right? Nobody likes the hegginess. Nobody likes, especially young people, they don't want to hear the same thing over and over again, almost like a chiding. So if we have to continue to find opportunities to mix in the fun, to let them think that they made the decision, that they're doing it themselves, right? But we have to kind of keep our hands on their backs to make sure that they stay on track. So we love the relationship that we forge with SJCCU. They get it, and they're always ready to try something new. So it's been a pleasure having you guys as our presenting sponsors. We look forward to many more initiatives where we continue to, even beyond the youth, find other opportunities to educate the community, elevate the importance of finances, and how people can be empowered by simply, having the education. For a lot of people, it's having the education and having somebody hold their hand and giving them choices. So just making sure that opportunities are available. So Mika, if the tape is
I'm
ready,
gonna try. So our tech person couldn't get it. I went to YouTube. I'm gonna try. Bear with me, folks, because
one second though, Megan. Just to say that for the YOLO, we advertising for the first 20 persons that says YOLO as a promotional code. You can get yourself in the raffle that we're gonna do a raffle a smartwatch for the first 20 new persons that open their account with us.
So they just need to
So
come
how
in
does
and
that
say
work? Tell us
YOLO.
how that works.
So you come in, you get you need 2 picture IDs, one being a passport or any other government ID. You would want to have $225 last month bill in your name, maybe a job letter. If not, if you're self-employed, your business registration that shows your shareholders and so on. And you can come open the account and you just tell them the promotional code is YOLO, and you get your name entered into the draw for the smartwatch.
Love it.
Maybe we need to call H. Wright. We need to call Humroy to get this to get him to announce it at Sobo and tell people sign up.
YOLO.
There you go.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna try, but as I said, bear with me. May work, may not work. I don't know. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's not gonna work.
Did you download it?
I was trying to share it straight from sharing my screen because I have it on my screen. Let's see. Okay. It may not work. Okay. I promise you guys, we'll share it another
Okay,
time.
drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat.
But
So
go
people-
to our. Okay, I'll do that. I'll just drop.
Yeah, drop it in the chat, but we encourage you to go to our YouTube channel where you can find the video with SJCCU and their wellness celebration. We invite everyone to go to our YouTube and subscribe. All of the sessions from the YOLO Summit will be in the process of uploading all of them to our YouTube. So go to YouTube, go to Samuel Fields Consulting and subscribe, share, hit the bell so that every time we upload something new, you get a notification because there's a lot of content. And if you don't already subscribe to our newsletter, please send us an email, info@samuelfieldsconsulting.com. It's been a great show.
Awesome. Thank
Mr.
you
Weston,
so much, Kathleen. Thank you so much,
and
Roxanne.
Ms. Grant, we thank you so much for joining us. And to the team at St. John's Cooperative Credit Union, we enjoy working with you. We're family. We look forward to a continued fruitful relationship. And I can't wait for the next event. Hopefully I'll be there in person.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Hopefully.
Fantastic. Well, enjoy your weekend. And we're going to definitely continue to push YOLO, continue to push St. John's Cooperative Credit Union, and all of your products and services.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you back next week.
Bye,
And,
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, take